When a little girl persistently scratched her neck, her parents grew worried and brought her in for a doctor's examination. To their astonishment, the doctors uncovered the surprising cause of her itch. When little Maya entered the lives of Aaron and Emma Whittington, they were filled with joy. The couple from Hutchinson, Kansas, had been enjoying their blissful journey of parenthood for just 7 months when they noticed an unusual swelling beneath Maya's jaw. It appeared to be bothering her, as she frequently scratched and fussed with the area. At first, it only looked like a mosquito bite, and her parents simply tried to kiss it better. But soon enough, it became clear that this wasn't a normal kind of swelling. Concerned for their little one, Aaron and Emma wasted no time in rushing her to the Hutchinson Regional Medical Center. The doctors at the hospital examined Maya carefully and initially diagnosed it as a swollen gland. They administered an antibiotic to alleviate the swelling and sent the Whittingtons back home with hopes of improvement. Aaron and Emma were happy with this result and assumed that this was just something that happened with babies. After all, Maya was their first child, so they didn't know any better. Days went by, but to their dismay, Maya's condition worsened. The swelling below her jaw had grown so much that it now measured the size of 1.5 golf balls. Realizing that something was seriously wrong, Maya's grandmother decided to take matters into her own hands and brought her back to the hospital, only informing Aaron and Emma when she was there. This time, the physicians suspected a staph infection on Maya's lymph nodes due to the alarming growth in such a short period. It was like a mountainous swelling on the side of her face that truly looked uncomfortable and painful. It was partly on her cheek, partly on her jaw, and even spreading down onto her neck. No one could deny that it was a horrifying sight. Wanting to drain what turned out to be a strange pimple on her swollen area, the doctor carefully broke it open under sterile conditions to keep track of any changes or progression of this mysterious ailment. He drew marks on little Maya's face. The doctors remained vigilant about finding out what was causing this bizarre condition as they continued administering intravenous antibiotics diligently every few hours. It was a strange case, not something that any of them had seen before. It certainly drew a lot of medical attention from people in the hospital. A few days passed, filled with anxiety for Aaron and Emma, as they watched helplessly while medical professionals examined and treated their daughter without being able to solve the issue. What could this swelling be? Where had it come from? And how could they make it stop? As first-time parents, Aaron and Emma had all kinds of horror stories running through their minds. Had they discovered something serious? They had seen and heard enough tragic tales of families less fortunate than theirs that had sadly lost their children in the most cruel and unfair ways. But they both hoped and prayed that this wasn't the case here. Hopefully, the ailment was just something innocuous and simple to treat. They crossed their fingers and hoped against all hope for a positive outcome. During another routine checkup by one of the doctors, he noticed that a scab had formed over where the pimple had been broken open earlier. This was completely normal and to be expected. After all, the human body miraculously tries to self-heal any wounds that have been inflicted on it, and the scab is just the first step in that recovery. However, the doctors needed the pimple to be broken open again to allow any liquids to drain out. Curiosity piqued the doctor's interest further as he gingerly scraped away at it using sterile tools. As he performed this simple procedure, Maya was obscured from Aaron and Emma's sight. They weren't concerned, as they knew the doctor was a kind and friendly professional who knew what he was doing. But this simple task seemed to take him an unusually long time. It seemed that he was really studying the area, and he even took a few notes on a pad of paper that he was carrying. Once satisfied with the examination of the scab, the doctor excused himself from the room for a medical emergency in the ER. It was then that Aaron and Emma could fully see Maya again and discovered something truly unimaginable. To their astonishment, they saw what appeared to be a thin string or stick emerging from where the scab had been. This was not some kind of medical instrument or an item that would help drain the pimple. It was, well, neither Aaron nor Emma knew what it was. This protrusion seemed to be causing Maya some discomfort, but luckily, she wasn't fussing with it. Her parents tried to keep her distracted and her hands away from the area. They didn't want her yanking at it and causing some kind of damage. Not knowing what to make of the disturbing sight, Aaron and Emma initially hesitated but ultimately decided to wait for the doctor. They figured that if it was something of concern, he would have addressed it while in the room with them earlier. They believed that if the doctor was happy with how it looked, then they had no reason to be concerned. Little did they know that further surprises lay just around the corner. In fact, the answer to all their questions would soon be revealed in the most startling of ways. Later that evening, Maya's pediatrician paid her a visit. As soon as she laid eyes on Maya's swollen area, she instinctively spotted something amiss. Something just wasn't sitting right with her, and she had lots of questions. Examining Maya closely and gingerly touching and prodding the pimple with her finger, she remained silent before turning to the parents with furrowed brows. She questioned Aaron and Emma about what exactly was protruding from their daughter's neck. Fearful yet eager for answers, Emma explained how the doctor had removed the scab that had formed, and when he had left for the ER, they had found a strange object emerging from where the pimple had been earlier in the day. The pediatrician wasted no time and immediately put on a pair of gloves while her mind raced with anticipation about what could possibly be causing such an anomaly. Carefully and gently plucking at the mass that rested uncomfortably in Maya's neck region, everyone held their breath anxiously, waiting for answers. Finally freed from its confining location within Maya's body, her pediatrician marveled at what lay in her gloved hand. In fact, everyone who witnessed the startling event was shocked into silence. What they saw was truly unexpected. There in the pediatrician's hand was a 2-inch-long black feather. The undeniable feeling of confusion and shock reverberated through everyone present as they tried to comprehend how and why a feather had made its way into their beloved little girl's body. This was not a natural thing, and it didn't just happen out of the blue. There had to have been a reason. Aaron and Emma were both bewildered yet relieved to finally have an explanation. With the feather removed, Maya appeared much more comfortable, and the swelling on her neck began to subside. It became clear that she had unknowingly swallowed or inhaled a tiny feather at some point during her 7 months of life, perhaps while out and about or from a feather pillow. They could only speculate how it had pierced her cheek or throat before working its way out through the swollen area. This unusual situation left the Whittingtons in awe of their daughter's resilience, reminding them that life can throw unexpected challenges. With love and modern medical care, even the strangest mysteries can be solved. This unsettling experience deepened their bond and reinforced their commitment to protect and nurture Maya, no matter where life's surprises might lead them next. What are your thoughts on this remarkable story? If you were one of Maya's parents, how would you have felt upon discovering the unusual growth? And how would you have reacted when witnessing that black feather being extracted from the large pimple on her face? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest content. Thank you.